Hi, this is Annie from the ADHD Minimalist, and today I thought I'd talk a little bit about something that most of us don't like to talk about, adult acne. And I've never had really clear skin, like even growing up as a teenager. My skin was fairly clear until about, I don't know, 6th or 7th grade, and I broke out a little bit under my bangs, and I think that's because I used lots of hairspray, and I kept spraying across my forehead, so under my bangs I would break out. And then I thought, well, I'll just cover that up, and I bought some makeup and started using lots of makeup, and that just made my skin break out all over. So I think like I just did the wrong things from the beginning. I read somewhere that doctors can treat you for acne if you have at least 3 zits on your face at a time, most of the time. I think that a lot of my growing up years I would have qualified for getting treatment for acne, but you kind of have to get desperate before you start asking for help, because it's really an embarrassing thing to talk about. And I didn't grow out of it like a lot of people did. Like, I've continued to struggle with not having perfectly clear skin. And one of the best things that happened to me was that I moved to Sweden, and in Sweden people don't wear a lot of makeup. So I've slowly gone from wearing tons of makeup so that my husband, who is Swedish, almost couldn't hack it and because he wasn't used to women wearing a lot of foundation or all the time. So I've lived here for 16 years, and it's taken me until the last few years to just sort of quit wearing a lot of makeup. So right now I have on a little bit of lipstick that is kind of a neutral color, and yesterday I had on some eyeliner and a little bit of eye makeup, but so you might be able to see a little bit leftovers from that, but I honestly haven't really done any makeup today at all. And that's because I kind of wanted to just see. Let's see here. If I press on there, I don't know how well you can see. I don't have the most even skin tone in the world. Thank goodness, we're getting really weird light from the window. Okay, I don't know if you can see. Because it's easy for me to get like a little bit of lines around my nose, or like just a little bit blotchy, especially now when I was outside all day yesterday in the cold. Shoveling snow because we got snowed in, and the cold kind of chaps my skin too. So right now I have winter skin, and I found that in the winter one of the best things that I can do is to exfoliate, because sometimes I'll just feel like my skin turns gray and looks really weird, and then I need to just kind of like get that outer layer of skin off because it's just dry, dead skin. And the best thing I found to do is just honestly to like clean my hands really well and clean under my fingernails, and then in the shower just to make like small circles carefully with my fingernails and just get the excess skin off. But I mean, probably more hygienic to just buy a product for exfoliating. Just my caution is to be really careful. You need to do this very gently, because when I was a teenager, I tried to exfoliate because that's what the doctor said. He's like, you need to just get the dead skin off, and then, I don't know, he might have said to get out in the sun to get rid of some of the zits, but honestly, the sun can be a good thing for a while, but then it can actually hurt your skin over time. So I'm not sure that that's the best solution for acne, but anyway, they told me to exfoliate, so I just took exfoliating scrub, and I just sort of went like this, and then honestly, like, I broke out afterwards. I had zits like going in rows like this on my face, and that was not a fun experience, and that exfoliation did not really help. So I'm talking about like being really gentle, and if you're gonna buy like a cloth or something to exfoliate with, make sure you put it in the wash often so it doesn't have germs in it, and make sure that you're not being really abrasive, and that you're not like doing the same area over and over again, that you're making small circles and then going carefully around your whole face and not doing the same spot over and over again. So that's one thing that I've learned that's helped. But one really big thing is just to learn to leave your skin alone. All of these products for acne that dry out your skin, if you're using those all the time, your skin will be so dry that it can't defend itself. And it'll be really easy for your skin to just continue to break out because it's just not in a good place. I've seriously learned to just not wash my face every day. If I don't wear makeup, I usually don't wash my face. And if I do wash my face, I'll use a really soft washcloth and just water. And then I'll put the washcloth directly into the washer. I won't use it twice because it gets germs in it. That's only if I feel like greasy and gross, or I've been like working out or doing grubby work. But if I've had like a really chill day and I don't feel dirty, I just leave my face alone when I go to bed. And I don't wash it when I get up in the morning either. Maybe I will wash it with just water if I'm going to put makeup on in the morning. And if I do put makeup on, I make sure that I get the makeup off in the evening, that I don't go to bed with it on. Honestly, Swedes, they don't wear a lot of makeup, and they're not really big on washing their face all the time like Americans are, and they have way less skin problems here than I see in the States. We were talking about how I got rid of acne, and I still don't have perfect skin. Sometimes I will break out when I have my period or get a zit somewhere weird. Like sometimes I'll get something like under my chin. I don't know why. They say that after you turn 30 that usually you get better skin, but I don't know. I didn't have that experience. Besides just leaving my skin alone, like I said earlier, like I've taken zinc tablets. I bought a bottle of zinc pills, and I take 2 of them, and actually the recommended dose is probably only 1 per day. Hearing from doctors and from friends who also struggled with skin problems that they've took zinc over long periods of time and it helped. And so I've taken these zinc tablets for about a year now, and I think that they're helping. So I'm going to continue to take those, and I suppose eventually you should, if you have low zinc, you can take more of it to begin with, but then eventually you need to back off so that you don't get unbalanced levels of minerals and vitamins. And so a way to check that would be to like cut some of your hair and send it in for analysis to see what you've been eating for the last, or you can also see what kind of vitamins you've been taking for the last 3 months. I've done that every once in a while just to make sure that I'm not completely out of whack. If you want to see some of the products that I like, okay, I have 2 different lotions here. It's Garner Bio, and this one's lemongrass, and it's a balancing moisturizer for combination skin. And then this other one, it's the same brand, but it's with rich argan, and this is for dry skin. So I use one more in the summer and the other one more in the winter. Apparently I like Garner. I started noticing when I was getting stuff out that a lot of my products are this brand. This is a sunscreen, and if I don't use sunscreen in the summer, I know they say this may not be the best thing for you, but I get really uneven skin tone if I get burnt too many times. So I usually am pretty careful to use some sunscreen, or to use a moisturizer with sunscreen. And I like this. This also has a little bit of sunscreen, but I didn't really feel like it was enough. Like this might be 20 or 30, and then the other sunscreen is 50. But if 20 or 30 is enough for you, you don't need an extra sunscreen. It's a tinted moisturizer, and it's tinted enough. It's a new thing. It's tinted, and it's good for anybody's skin type. So there aren't like 10 different kinds of these. There might be like a dark and a light, and then you put it on and it kind of changes colors and blends into whatever skin color you have. This one I really like. It's actually for anti-aging, but I don't know, I feel like because I've had bad skin for a long time, I do have a few scars, and instead of covering wrinkles, I kind of like this helps to cover scars. And I mean, I'm in my 30s, so eventually I'm going to get wrinkles. So this was a really good product. It's light, and it doesn't feel like you have caked on makeup or like a really thick foundation. And honestly, I do use a stick with concealer if I get really bad zit somewhere, but otherwise I just use this, trying to look extra special. Like if I go out to dinner with my husband, I'll put it on, or for Christmas, or like if I'm serving fancy dinner at work or something. I usually am mainly in the kitchen, but sometimes I run out and serve food, and if I want to look nice, then I usually use this. If I'm having really bad skin because I'm having my period or something, then I usually like this. This is a face mask, and it's probably full of preservatives, which is maybe not the best thing for you, but I've honestly had this for 2 years, I think, and it still works. So it lasts for a really long time. And this has really nothing to do with acne, but it's a deodorant, if you can see what it is. But this deodorant is the extra money that they make. It goes to help women and single moms that are in need. So this is a really cool thing, and it's all natural, so it's not gonna clog up your pores with lots of aluminum. And I feel like this works really well. So shout out to Deep Well Botanicals. This is called Probiotic All Natural Deodorant, Herbal Spice. That's my favorite kind. They have other kinds too. If I do get a really stubborn zit that I feel like needs to go a little bit faster, then I use these. This is just a generic Equate benzoyl peroxide acne treatment. This one's a little bit more expensive, Neutrogena, but it's the same, basically the same thing. You stubborn acne, rapid clear, benzoyl peroxide. I usually put that on if I feel like I'm breaking out. And another thing, I read once when I was a teenager that zits won't go away unless you pop them, but that's not true. And it took me a long time to realize that it wasn't true, which reading that article also caused me to like pop zits that I probably shouldn't even tried to pop. If you would just leave your skin alone, you would have less scars and less scabs on your face, and just generally better not to like play with your skin if you have acne or try to pop zits that don't need to, or are not ready to be popped or don't need to be popped. If you're gonna pop a zit, just pop the ones that are whiteheads, and that's my general rule. Otherwise, if you've waited long enough so that you feel like you definitely can pop it, then fine, but none of this trying to pop zits that you just found on your face yesterday and that are not ready to be popped. It'll just cause scarring. It'll make it look worse. And like I remember in school, like I was embarrassed to go to school sometimes because I just like played with my face and it really didn't look that bad, and then I made it like 100 times worse by like trying to pop stuff that didn't need to be popped. The last years in high school I realized that, you know, this benzoyl peroxide stuff, if you put it on, like if you feel like you were rubbing your skin and oh, I feel like there's a zit coming on there, well, don't try to go pop it the first thing you do. Put some of that medicine on it and put the medicine on for maybe 4 or 5 days. And a lot of the time I found that the zit would just disappear by itself. It didn't even need to be popped. So this old school thought that you have to pop everything or it won't go away is just a really bad theory, and it's not true, and it's damaging for your skin. So, okay. Okay, so if I'm going to summarize here, my best tips for having clear skin would be 1, leave your skin alone. That means don't wash it too often, don't pick on it, don't play with it, and don't wear makeup. I would wear, if you want to wear makeup to make yourself look a little better, then I would spot treat pimples with a concealer stick, and don't put on foundation all over your face. And then you can do eye makeup and lipstick. Just leaving most of your skin clear from makeup is going to let your skin breathe, and it's going to keep you from having future breakouts. And the other thing would be to exfoliate in the shower, to use the benzoyl peroxide if you feel a zit coming on, and not to try to pop things prematurely. So those are my tips for having better skin, and I think those are probably just as good for teenagers as adults, but I know that there's not a lot of people who want to talk about adult acne, and that it's a rather embarrassing subject, so I feel like, because I feel like my skin is doing so much better. Oh, you know what? I did forget the zinc tablets. Were those all my tips? Don't wash your face. Don't wash your face. Leave your face alone. Don't pick at your face. Don't wear makeup. Take zinc pills, and spot treat your acne. Like, don't put products all over your face if you can help it. So those are my quick tips that I feel like made a big difference for me. And like, as being a girl, like a huge difference for my skin was just quitting makeup. I will wear some every once in a while, but not often, and that made a huge difference. I hope that helps. I know that it's really annoying to have like bad skin and feel like you can't do anything about it. I will say that the best skin I've ever had was when I ate Candida diet. So they say that's the new big sickness, I suppose. Now Corona might be the big sickness, but I mean, like a health problem that is spreading across the world is Candida, and it leads to other sicknesses. So, and you can test for it at the doctor's. I had an inkling that I maybe had Candida, so I put myself on that diet for a few months, and I've never felt better, and my skin was clearer. My skin also does better if I don't eat sugar. So you can change your diet as well. Sometimes if you're an adult and you're still having pimples, the problem can be internal, and you need to make sure that your intestine are doing well and your stomach is doing well, and that you're don't have some kind of underlying disease that's causing your body not to be able to fight the acne. So that could be a consideration too. And I've also done a diet where like you were supposed to eliminate foods that contain a lot of mold. And I mean, both of those things help my skin, honestly. So in general, just getting off of junk food like McDonald's and chocolate cake will help everybody's skin as well. So good luck. I hope that you find something that works for you.